So, Dave, Coach Self always told us that if you win a national championship, your life changed forever. I mean, it changed all of our lives. Lawrence was crazy after it, got us all kinds of opportunities, but you hit the biggest shot. How much did it really change your life? How much has it come? Have you put it into perspective yet and kind of really it's set in and be like, oh, okay, I made a shot that people, my generation, will remember to the day they die?
Well, for first initial couple months, afterwards, it never really sank in initially. It just was I shot what we do all the time. This is what we practice. It feels normal. And people are like, no, you'll be remembered in history. Thank you so much. I have people of course, congratulating me, but also I've always loved Kansas. I'm so glad I could see a national title in my lifetime. I appreciate you so much. And I'm I just, I did something. I didn't realize how much of a bigger picture than us and the team it was until I saw that mural that came outside of the locker room. Once we added to it, and then you see the hook, you see CB's yell, you see everybody's impact. And I'm yeah, we're really cemented in history. And I was that's when it kind of. I was at no point in time can I go back and visit Kansas. It could be years down the line. I could have kids and everything. And I'll go down and I'm yeah, that was me. I kind of hit that jump shot, and now I have a ring as a national title. But it's still an amazing feeling. It definitely set up a lot of things further on. It helped just networking, connections in general, going overseas. So my Turkish teammates, when I was over in Turkey, telling me that they were up at 4 o'clock in the morning watching the game. They saw the same thing. So I was it's really impactful. You don't really see or get the feel of it until you really travel abroad and see how the outreach that single game, that single moment has.
They got me and Mitch on that mural on the back of the car in a parade, probably a little litty. But, yeah, it was hilarious. But, you even got conversation now that, you want to, we're going to put you up in the rafters in Allen Fieldhouse because that's how big of that shot was.
Rafters, baby.
For the whole tournament, really just being a huge part of it. Yeah, it's insane. The rafter talk and everything. And, yeah, you're going down. People ask me all the time still, being have you talked to Dave? When's the last time you saw Dave? How is he doing? Is he in the league or just whatever they picked up on you? And it is funny, you were not I wouldn't say the most hated, but the most controversial, where people would say stuff about you, turning into being pretty much our savior.
It was wild because it took 2 weeks for you to do that.
Sure. That would be beyond a blessing. Let that be known. But it's crazy because I don't know. Since I was overseas, I've just been so locked in and so focused and always training, always just trying to get better. That people have tried to check in, yo, what's going on? What's going on with this? And I'm just honestly, I'm just kind of going with the flow and keep moving. I was yo, we miss you so much, bro. Kansas, you need to come back. You need to stop back. And I'm yeah, bro, when I get a chance, I'm definitely going to come around. I definitely want to pop back in, to say the least. Lawrence is always home to me, and I'm always appreciative and always so proud to be a Jayhawk. It's just.
And I got one more on the Natty because I know from my experience, it has not set in. Once a month, I'll be driving home from work or whatever, and maybe once every 2 months, and then the magnitude of we won a national championship hits me. And it's only for 30, 40 minutes. I'll get tears in the eyes, goosebumps, being oh my God, I did it. Is that kind of how it is for you two as well?
So I think I told probably only family this, right? So I am just really in disbelief of the shot itself. So everybody talks about Dave had so much poise. He had he knew what was going on. He was just, that's a real professional in making all of these things, right? Jay Will threw me the ball, and you see I took my time and everything. All jokes aside, I had no clue of the clock, bro. I just went straight to the I kid you not. I could have easily did a pump fake up and under and got a shot clock violation with no clue. I was just kind of going into my move, and I did it, and everybody was yo, that's right on time. He knew what he was doing. No, I was just completely oblivious. And then I look back, and I'm so happy I didn't try to do anything extra, because that might have been the worst move, worst play had I tried to spin back up and under or any extra pivot. And I probably would have been the most hated player against basketball.
Yeah, no, that was
it's so wild, how 5 seconds in one made shot can change the entire course of the narrative.
Everything. And I'm just like, yeah. It changes so much. Now you're just known as that team, and it's just like, bro, it's really, like you said, life-changing, generational changing. Like, I think, I have a child, decided to go to KU. From then on out, they're gonna have that McCormack name. They're gonna be like, "Are you?" And I'm like, well, yeah. And it's crazy. That hasn't set in, but it definitely will, of course.